Yo, what's up? It's Andre. I'm back with another video. I went on a little hairstyle for a while. I went on a break. I needed time to, there are times, we know we men have peace within us, so there are times we have to go away for a bit just to recharge. So it was a couple of days, now I'm back. So in this video, I'm going to talk about, it's going to be one of my recaps. I'm going to talk about who comes from who. Do men come from women, or women come from men? There are things I've already talked about, but I'm going to really talk about it just to increase the chances. I'm going to talk about it again just to increase the chances of people hearing it, so, hearing the reality. So anyway, in this video, I'm going to mention which gender comes from which gender. Alright, I'm going to say it. In this society, they say men come from women. That's a lie. Men don't come from women. Women come from men. Girls and women are made from the existence. That's from men and boys. Females are taken out of a male, and that's why they're called double X, because they're taking out the X part of us. Females are the physical embodiment of a man's X chromosome. Yep. An X chromosome is known as the shadow mind, the ego, the self-awareness, the chaos, the necessary evil. That's right. All females represent that part of us, which is also part of the universal chaos, the chaos of the creator, the creator's evil side, known as chaos, or his ego counterpart. All males' egos are based off of the original ego of the creator. And then all males' mind above, beyond our emotion, which is our ego, is based off of the original mind beyond the emotion, the creator himself. The creator, the original unconscious, which is what our KNOW mind, our unconscious mind, is based off of. And then when it comes to a self-awareness mind, chaos, necessary evil, is the shadow mind, represents the universal shadow, the chaos, the ego. And females are the physical embodiment of our ego side by itself, while men are both Y and X, because females are the ones that come from us. All females originate from the male side, because of females is called a half, while males are the complete. Females represent the half of a male, while the man represents the complete of himself. This is why in existence a man is complete on his own. A man never gets lonely. While females, who being our opposite gender, why they experience the opposite when it comes to, being the opposite of our nature. Females get lonely, and they cannot exist without the opposite gender counterpart, which is male. Why? Because they're a man's opposite in every way. We men can exist without them, while they cannot exist without us. Who made all the inventions? Who is truly intelligent? That's right, males. Females benefit from the inventions we make them. Even the washing machine we invented, and the machinery we invented to make their lives easier, the sewing kit, all that, to make their life easier with their chores that we give them. So yeah, so the point of this video, I wanted to mention who comes from who. So remember, the baby exists within the man before he puts it in the woman's vagina. The baby is a single cell organism, the sperm, which the man puts into a woman's pussy, and then the sperm. There's many sperm he releases in her. Some sperm goes to any part of her body and chill there, because that's called marking his territory. Then other parts of the sperm that are going towards the main part of the soil, also called the egg, are fighting each other. And then the sperm that wins makes it to the egg, also called the soil. And then that single cell organism, the sperm, multiplies within that soil, also called the egg, until the sperm becomes a baby. And then what does the woman do? The woman pushes it out, which is called birth. Not create, birth. Men create the baby while he's fucking the woman. That's the creating process. That's right, so remember that. Babies come from men, not women. So I want to expose that lie of society, how they say that we all come from our mother. No, we all come from our father. That's right. And if you go back to the first male and female, the first female came out of the first male. That's right. And since then, the male's been putting his seed in her too, which is no different from a female coming from a male. It's just done with his sperm, microscopic side. So microscopic, yeah, it's the same thing. The sperm is a breath of life, and the egg is the soil. Oh yeah, that can't be alive without the sperm to breathe into it. So I'm just letting dudes know. So I want to, in this video, I want to expose the lie of society that men come from women. Nope, women come from men. So hey, you guys out there, you gotta understand, you can't let a woman trick you without lie, because women have no leverage over men. There's not anything they can use against us. So what did they do? In order to at least have one thing to use against us, they have to make up a lie. They have to make up a lie just so they have something to say against us. That's the truth. They have to make up a lie just to have something to say against us. If females don't have anything to use against us, they'll just make something up. And that's why they make up the lie that we come from them, because they want to believe that they're special. They want to believe that they got something we don't got. In reality, there's not anything that they have that we don't got. Everything of a female, even her entire existence, comes out of a male. Her talents, her mind, everything comes from the sperm. That's right. The egg comes from the sperm. You gotta remember that. The soil comes from the male. You gotta remember that. When it comes to females, there's just an option. A man can do with or without a female. Because everything a female can do, we can do for ourselves and more. And the more that we can do, females don't have that. We can do what females can do, but more. So that's what I'm saying. Like, females can only do that part, but they can't do anything beyond that, because if they did anything beyond that part, then there will be a man too. There will be YX too. See? Hey, like I said, my videos are to spread awareness. I ain't playing. I'm going to speak to reality, even if it's not popular. I'm going to say it for what it is. So my fellow males out there, know your worth. Know that you're the creator of life, not the woman. So please, man, get out of the lies of society, the educational system, the media. Remember, they all work for the government, and the government's duty is to lie to the masses on Earth. They lie to their own people and many humans on Earth, because they work together, for an agenda. That's why. So they don't want the masses to know the real truth. Because if you knew the real truth, then you won't be easy to trick or fool, basically. That's why they don't want you to know the real truth. So remember that, guys. So anytime a woman says that you come from your mother, say to him, no, you come from your father. Say to him that actually women come from their father. Say that. Hey, come on, guys out there. If you see this video, you gotta start using this to correct women. I mean, on average, just don't give women free attention. No matter what shit they say, don't acknowledge their existence. Because they do stuff to get a reaction out of us. So you literally win if we don't react to them. But if it's one of those moments where you want to say something, can you choose to? Yeah, just if they say that you come from your mother, say to them that, no, I come from my father. And you as well came from your father. Yeah. Remember, men carry the bloodline. Women are just the soil. The one that gives birth. Not create, birth. Big difference. See that? So anyway, that's why women are called portals, while males are called extensions. Every male is an extension of the creator. So when anybody looks at a man, they're looking at God in human form. Because we're literally God himself. And while females are half of God, known as chaos. Yeah, the half of God is also called the chaos of the universe. And chaos is called the half. All females are the half of the male counterpart. That's why they're double X. So remember that. One side controls the other. There's no. I'm gonna mention masculine and feminine's true identity. You know how males are an extension of the creator, right? The peace. Peace. And females are an extension of chaos. I meant portal of the chaos. All females are based off of the universal chaos, and all females are chaos on this realm. Having a human experience, animal experience. Whatever species of female that exists, they all are the embodiment of chaos, and they have the same nature as chaos. Masculine and feminine. That's right. Masculine. I will mention their most purest forms. Masculine is known as dark, and then chaos is known as shadow. But another term is dark is also called peace, silence, the void, while shadow is called chaos, the necessary evil. Ooh, the emotion, yeah, the emotion itself. The terms. They're known as different terms. You know how it goes. So remember, before anything existed, the Creator was by himself, the peace, the dark, the void. Then he took pieces of himself to create the self-awareness counterpart, which is Shadow, the female counterpart to him. So the female counterpart is also called the ego of existence. And yeah, it's so she's a female counterpart to the Creator. She's a half, while the Creator is the complete. And every male that exists, from the Creator, that's an extension of the Creator. We're all called completes, while the female counterparts are called halves. Yeah. Why? Because they were taken from a piece of us. Remember that. The X chromosome is originally from men. We have Y and X, while females are just double X. Because they are made from us. That's why. So remember that, folks. The society would try to flip everything and lie about many stuff, no matter how big or small. It's up to you to actually pay attention to your surroundings, the voice within, in order to know the truth about reality instead of what they try to get you to believe. You know what I'm saying? That's right. So, yeah, this is what I wanted to mention in this video about who comes from who. That's right. Oh yeah, one more thing. Remember, females come from males, and they're both not equal. By nature, the male is superior to the female, and both genders, right? One side controls the other. That's how it's supposed to be. That's not wrong. That's not sexist. That's not trying to dominate. That's just a natural order. That's why it's like that. That's why men are naturally masculine while females are naturally feminine. That's why men by nature are individualists while females are socialists. This is why men by nature are masters while females are servants. Why is it that we have that nature, that true nature about ourselves? It's because that's what females are and that's what males are. Yeah. So one side controls the other. So I'll mention it from the original male and female. So anyway, peace, So peace fully controls chaos. Chaos is a controlled being. She was not created to be above peace. Neither was she created to be equal to peace. There's no equal. She was created to be fully controlled by peace. All evil, which is another term for feminine energy, the necessary evil, is controlled substance. That's the true nature, the true essence, the true identity of female. They're a controlled substance. They're supposed to be controlled. That was never oppression. That's why females back then were completely happy, at peace. There was no antidepressant, no miserable, no... Well, I think they were completely happy. Because those females weren't lied to yet. They were for being their true self. They were completely feminine, soft. That wasn't seen as weak. That's just what they are. Control beings. And they were very happy. And they were turned on by men, because men were men. Men were allowed to be men without, society... It's part of an agenda for society to try to stop men from being their true self. But yeah, men are fully masculine, in control, and that's how we're supposed to be. That's not wrong. That's just the reality of masculinity. Men back then were fully being men, and females back then were fully being female, and females were fully attracted to that. Why? Because they were created to be controlled by men. And why do we find a controlled female attractive, we men? Why do we find a controlled female attractive? Because they were created to be that way for us. That's why we sexually are turned on by that. So anyway, Anyway, this society is full of lies, and they're trying to do the opposite. It's not just masculine and feminine with anything in general. For example, they say let's empower females and let's humble men. See how this society does the opposite? But reality, how it really is supposed to be, the natural order. Let's empower men and let's humble females. That's how it's supposed to be. Females are supposed to be soft and dainty. Men are supposed to be masculine and tough. That's just how it's supposed to be, man. There's nothing wrong about that. So remember that men are masculine, females are feminine, women are feminine. One side controls the other. Peace controls chaos. Chaos is not equal to peace at all. Neither is chaos above peace, but peace is above chaos. Another term for masculinity is up, another term for femininity is down. Another term for masculinity is positive, another term for femininity is negative. Another term for masculinity is the positive molecule. Another term for femininity is the negative molecule. Oh yeah, so just be aware of that, guys. Be aware of that, guys. So one side controls the other. There's supposed to be no both, or one, or the opposite above the no. Peace controls chaos. That's how it's supposed to be. Remember that. Alright. This is the end of this video. Yep, peace controls chaos. Another term for peace and chaos, dark and shadow. Dark controls shadow. See that? Yeah. Alright. And another term for the dark too is the light. Masculinity. And then chaos is also known as the necessary evil. Yep. So remember that. The combo of the positive and negative is what builds reality that exists. Why existence have a dual mentality, because of the positive and negative molecule. It's why this reality exists. It's a combination. It's the dark creating through the shadow, the creative process. So just remember that, because the first family that came into existence, the dark created through the shadow as a portal, which is pretty much man having sex with a woman is based off of. So the dark created through the shadow. Then came the firstborn of creation, the light. The light is also male, a male deity. Yeah. And then the dark created the shadow again, a second time. And then came their second born child, wisdom. Wisdom is also female like chaos. And yeah, she's another female that's based off of chaos. Yeah. All females are based off of chaos, since chaos is the original female. All males are based off of the creator himself, since the creator is the original male. So remember that. The term he and her didn't originate on this realm when it comes to animals and humans and the beings that live on this realm. No. All beings in existence, goddess, no matter what species they are, there are male gods, there are female gods. Female gods are called goddesses. Male and female angels, male and female animals, male and female insects, male and female humans, male and female heavenly bodies. The earth is, for example, the earth is a female, the earth. While the firmament is a male. Well, the water we drink is male. While the heavens is, well, actually the heaven is just another term for the light too. It's also the same light, the sun I was talking about. Because, the heavens came into existence because light created through wisdom as a portal. And that's how all the gods, goddesses, the heavenly beings, animals, and the background and the surrounding heavens was created all at once. Because their parents are light and wisdom. Yeah. And light and wisdom are the son and daughter of the dark and shadow. So remember that. Anyway, all males are an extension of the dark. All females are an extension of the shadow. So remember that. Or the portal of the shadow. Because portal means... Sorry about that. Yeah, portal is just the opposite of what we call a male. Like, males are called extensions. Females are called portals. That's right. I gotta correct myself with that. That's right. So all females are the portal, all males are the extension. Remember that. So we put our private in a woman and transfer the single-celled baby in her. That same baby multiplies until it's big enough, then she pushes it out. So remember that. So females come from males. Don't forget that, alright? Because I want you men to stop being fooled by those lies they try to throw on you. They try to leave out the sperm and only talk about the woman getting pregnant and giving birth. There's a reason why they're doing that. They're trying to lie to y'all. They want y'all to think that y'all were created by your mother just so a woman can have something to say against you. So they will have a leverage over you. Yeah. But just know that's a lie that they say. But females don't care if it's a lie. They'll just say it because they want something to say against us. That's the thing. Remember, females can't make men do anything. That's why they manipulate. Just be aware, you're the only one who's your friend, males out there, is yourself. But if you have no self-control, then you will become your worst enemy. So remember that. Because in order for a man to be fully balanced, perfectly balanced, to be perfect, to be at peace, to be at rest, to, be mature, to not worry, to be, in his right state of mind, right? Like his right, a strong look, in his right state of mind. In order for a man to be in his right state of mind within him, he must put his X mind below his Y mind. He must, another term, he must put his emotion below his knowing mind, also called KNOW. Yeah, which is the mind beyond the emotion mind. The man must put his logic over his chaos. The man must... So any man who casts his ego down to the second position, allow it to be at the second position below your first mind, your logic mind, that man is mature, perfectly balanced. But if the man within himself allows his ego to be equal with his logic mind, then he's unbalanced. And he's worse off if the ego is above his logic mind. But If his ego is fully controlled by his logic mind, then he's perfectly balanced. He has perfect control. He's at his right in his right state of mind. When you look at history, what does every evil man in existence have in common? They're controlled by their emotion, their second mind within them. Any man who's evil thinks like a woman. You gotta remember that. In order for a man not to be evil, he must not think with his emotion. He must think with the mind that's beyond the emotion. That's right. Only men have a mind beyond the emotion because we have both YX. Females are just XX. This is why they can't think beyond the emotion. The only way that they can operate on logic is that they have to be trained by a man to operate on logic. That's it. Females aren't born with logic. Men are born with logic. Females aren't. Females have to be trained that way. Of course, without a male to guide her, females become corrupt. Females are naturally soft and feminine, but they will become corrupt on their own if there's no male guidance. That's just how it is. And while a man will just it comes to terms of the reality by himself because we're born with logic. It's just in us. So, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty much that's what a Y chromosome represents. But anyway, I'm gonna go now. So this is my video to spread awareness. Yep, I've been gone for a couple of days. I wanted to enjoy my meditation for a while. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna go into resting again for a couple of days more once I get to video 100. After I finish that 100 video, then I'm gonna take a break for a while again. So this is video, what is it, 71? Yeah. Once I get to the 100th video, I'm gonna go on a hiesta again. So be prepared, people of this world system. I'm gonna be here to spread awareness, the real truth, no lies attached. I'm not gonna lie to y'all like the religions of the world system do, the governments, the media, what they show on TV. I mean, there is truth out there, but they tell you a lot of lies mixed with the truth. But I will tell you the truth by itself. I'm gonna explain the reality, and I'm gonna expose all the lies, no matter how big and small, no matter how subtle or well known it is. I'm gonna expose everything. Because in order for a person to have the complete awakening, they have to know the complete truth with no lies attached. Alright, I'm back, so be prepared for my next video. I'm gonna come at y'all and mention other things, deep stuff. Alright, my brothers out there, I salute y'all. Continue being yourselves. Don't feel pressure to do anything. Be at peace, my brothers. Peace.